Hey Sarah, just checking in from the trail. Made it about 8 miles into Shenandoah. Weather's perfect for night hiking.
David, be careful out there. You know I worry when you hike alone at night.
I'm fine, sis. Just me, the stars, and the trail. Actually really peaceful up here.
Any other hikers around?
Haven't seen anyone for hours. That's kind of the point. Getting away from people for a while.
Well, stay safe. Check in when you make camp.
Will do. Should reach the clearing in about an hour. Sarah, something's wrong.
What's wrong?
Someone's following me. I keep hearing footsteps behind me. But when I turn around, there's nothing there.
David, you're probably just hearing echoes. Or maybe another hiker.
No, this is different. The footsteps don't match my pace. They're slower, heavier, and they stop when I stop.
Maybe turn around and head back to the parking area?
I'm trying, but I think I took a wrong turn. None of these trails look familiar.
David, get out of there now. David, respond. David, where are you? David, please answer.
Hey Bill, you still up? I know it's past midnight, but I'm at the memorial, doing the monthly deep clean like scheduled. But there's something weird going on. I keep hearing scratching sounds, like fingernails on metal, coming from inside the statue.
Brian, it's 12:47 a.m. Can this wait until morning?
I don't think so. The sounds are getting louder and more frequent. It's like something's moving around in there.
Moving around where exactly?
Inside Lincoln statues. You know there are hollow spaces behind the statue. I've been in there before for electrical work, but I've never heard anything like this.
Could be pipes settling, or maybe mice.
Bill, this isn't pipes, and it's way too loud for mice. It sounds deliberate, like something trying to get out.
All right. If you're really concerned, go check it out. But be careful and document anything unusual.
Already planning on it. I've got my phone and flashlight, going to access through the rear maintenance panel. We'll keep you posted.
Oh my god, you guys. This is so cool for my history project.
Dude, that thing is ancient and kind of creepy in the dark, to be honest.
Ria's in full nerd mode. She's been reading Lincoln facts for the last weeks.
Shut up, Brock. This is educational. Did you know there are over 200 Lincoln statues across America?
That's a lot of Lincolns.
Why so many, though?
He's like the most commemorated president. Every state has multiple monuments.
Guys, is it just me? Or do his eyes look like they're following the camera?
Tyler, stop being dramatic. It's just the angle and the street light.
No, seriously, look at this.
It's called the observer effect. Sculptors design statues to appear like they're watching you. Creates psychological engagement with the subject.
Well, it's working. I feel like Honest Abe is judging my life choices.
Detective, we've got a missing person report. Just came in about an hour ago.
Details?
David Stern, 34, from Baltimore. His wife called when he didn't come home. Said he went to visit the Lincoln Memorial around 7 p.m. Never returned, not answering his phone.
Timeline?
Left his hotel at 6:45 p.m. according to front desk. Wife expected him back by 9 p.m. latest. It's now past 1 a.m.
Any witnesses? Security footage?
That's the strange part. Security cameras show him entering the memorial area. Clear footage of him walking up the steps. But no footage of him leaving.
Camera malfunction?
Negative. All cameras operational. Reviewed footage with security chief. Personally, Stern just vanishes.
People don't just vanish. Check blind spots' alternate exits. Maybe he left through maintenance areas.
Already thought of that. Maintenance supervisor says impossible. All service entrances are locked and alarmed. No alerts triggered.
What about the memorial itself? Could he have had a medical emergency inside?
Security did a full sweep after closing. No sign of him anywhere. No personal belongings. No indication of distress.
This is unusual. I'll head over there myself. Coordinate with Park Service security.
Copy that. Should I classify this as suspicious?
Not yet, but keep the file active. Something about this feels off.
Bill, I'm inside now, behind the statue in the maintenance area, and this is really weird.
What did you find?
First off, the scratching stopped. Completely silent now, but there are marks on the cheeks. Like something with claws was trying to dig out from inside and damage the exterior.
Could be from previous maintenance work. Power tools leave marks sometimes.
No, this is different. The marks are organic looking, curved, irregular, and they're fresh. Metal shavings still on the ground.
Jesus, Brian, those look like animal scratches. But what animal could make marks that deep in bronze?
That's not even the worst part. There's something else down here. Something that looks like, I don't know how to describe this.
Try me.
It looks like shed skin, but not animal skin. Human skin, in large pieces.
Brian, that can't be right. You're probably looking at old fabric or plastic sheeting.
I know what fabric looks like. This is organic. It's still slightly moist, and it has pores.
Brian, get out of there right now.
Charlotte, sorry to text so late, but I need your medical expertise. I'm looking at something I can't identify.
Brian, are you okay?
I'm fine, but I found something disturbing at work inside the Lincoln Memorial. What appears to be human tissue.
Human tissue? Brian, if you found human remains, you need to call police immediately.
It's not remains exactly. It looks like molted skin, large sections intact, but from something much larger than human.
That's impossible. Humans don't molt. No mammal does at that scale.
I'm sending photos.
Brian, I need you to listen to me carefully. This could be biohazardous material. Don't touch it with bare hands. Are you wearing gloves?
Yes, disposable ones from my cleaning kit. What do you think it is?
I honestly don't know. The cellular structure looks almost human, but wrong somehow, like it's been altered or diseased. How much of this material did you find?
A lot. Scattered throughout the hollow spaces.
Document the location and get authorities. This needs professional analysis.
But what if someone asks how I found it? I'm supposed to be doing routine cleaning, not exploring inside the statue.
Better to explain your curiosity than risk exposure. Whatever this is, it's not normal. And if it's related to human remains...
You think someone was killed here?
I think someone was here. Whether they left voluntarily is another question. Brian, are you there? Brian?
Guys, I've been doing research for tomorrow.
Can the history lesson wait until morning?
It is fun. We're learning about American history.
I'm telling you, there was something wrong with it.
Now thinking that scratching sound I heard?
What scratching sound?
When I was taking photos, sounded like fingernails on metal, but old bronze expands and contracts with temperature changes. That creates settling sounds.
Okay, you're officially freaking me out now.
You're all being ridiculous. Nothing creepy about it at all.
Captain, we have a problem. Multiple missing persons reports coming in.
How many are we talking about?
17 confirmed cases across Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky. All from Lincoln Monument locations.
That can't be a coincidence.
None of them returned home. Families are panicking. Officer Park is coordinating with local security teams.
This is now a multi-state investigation. Park, what's your status on the Lincoln statue incidents?
Captain, I've personally reviewed footage from 8 different locations. Springfield, Decatur, Freeport, Lincoln City, Hodgenville, Madison, and 2 others. Same pattern at every single site.
Explain the pattern.
Visitors approach the area normally, but when they get within roughly 10 feet of the monument, the camera angles change, like they're being deliberately obscured.
Obscured?
Shadow patterns shift unexpectedly. Sometimes there's brief static interference. When the feed clears, the visitors are gone.
Any witnesses?
Few and far between. Most locations are isolated or visited after hours, but I did find one woman in Springfield. She claims she heard scratching sounds coming from inside the statue. Said it sounded like someone trapped inside trying to get out.
Inside the statue? These are solid bronze monuments.
That's what I told her, but she was adamant about what she heard. Described it as frantic scratching, like fingernails on metal.
Have maintenance teams check the structural integrity. Look for any hollow spaces or access points.
Already in progress. But Captain, there's something else you need to know.
What?
The woman in Springfield, she went missing 3 hours after giving her statement.
Rachel, I need to tell you something, and I need you to promise not to panic.
Brian, what's wrong? You sound scared.
I'm at work inside the Lincoln Memorial. I found something that shouldn't exist.
What kind of something?
Tunnels, Rachel. Carved tunnels behind the statue.
Tunnels? I thought the memorial was solid.
So did I, but there's an entire network back here. Looks hand-carved, or maybe claw-carved.
Brian, this sounds dangerous. You need to call security.
I can't yet. I need to understand what I'm looking at first. The tunnels go deep into the monument, way deeper than any blueprints show.
How deep?
I've been walking for 20 minutes, still haven't reached the end. And Rachel, I keep finding more of that skin material.
The stuff you texted Charlotte about?
Yeah, but more of it. Lots more. Like something's been molting down here regularly.
Brian, please get out of there. This is way beyond maintenance work.
I know, but I think I'm close to finding answers. The tunnel is opening up ahead. Looks like a chamber of some kind.
Promise me you'll be careful and stay in contact.
I promise. Charlotte, I need backup. Emergency backup.
Brian, what's your location?
Deep inside Lincoln Memorial, in tunnels that shouldn't exist. I think I found the source of that biological material.
Source?
There's something living down here. Something that used to be human, but isn't anymore.
Brian, you're not making sense. What do you mean, used to be human?
The skin we found earlier. It's not discarded material. It's transformed material. Like a cocoon.
Cocoon for what?
I don't know how to describe this.
Jesus Christ. Brian, that looks organic, like tissue that's been restructured.
Detective, we've established a definite pattern.
Show me.
17 disappearances across 3 states, all at Lincoln monuments, all within the last 24 hours.
That's not random. Someone or something is targeting these locations specifically.
It gets worse! I cross-referenced missing persons reports with monument locations nationwide. There have been unexplained disappearances at Lincoln sites for months.
How many months?
Going back at least 6 months. But they were isolated incidents. One person here, one person there. Easy to overlook individually.
But now it's accelerating.
Dramatically. Yesterday was the biggest spike we've seen.
Any connection between the victims? Age, demographics, anything?
Wide range of ages and backgrounds. But they all visited monuments during evening hours, between 6 p.m. and midnight.
Low visibility, fewer witnesses.
Exactly! Detective, I think we need federal assistance.
Already working on it. But something tells me they already know about this. Agent Fletcher, we need to discuss the Lincoln statue disappearances.
Detective, I was wondering when you'd reach out.
So you're already aware of the situation?
We've been monitoring unusual activity at national monuments for some time. What you're seeing is part of a larger pattern.
Larger?
Lincoln monuments aren't the only sites affected, but they represent the highest concentration of incidents.
What aren't you telling me?
This investigation requires careful handling. Media attention could cause mass panic. We need to control information flow.
People are missing Agent Fletcher. Their families deserve answers.
And they'll get answers, but through proper channels. No media leaks, no social media posts. This stays contained until we understand what we're dealing with.
What we're dealing with? You know something specific.
I know that conventional investigative methods won't be sufficient, and I know that public knowledge of this situation would be problematic.
Problematic for who?
For everyone, Detective. Trust me on this.
Guys, I've been researching online, and what I'm finding is really disturbing.
More Lincoln facts?
No, missing persons reports from Lincoln monument sites across the country.
That's a lot of people.
17 confirmed disappearances just this week, all from Lincoln statue locations, all between evening and midnight, but there has to be a logical explanation.
Rhea, stop trying to rationalize this. Something is seriously wrong here.
And head straight home.
We could become the next missing persons reports.
Captain Hendricks, we need to discuss information containment.
Agent Fletcher, I've got 17 missing persons. I can't contain that kind of volume.
You can if you reclassify them as unrelated incidents. Runaways, voluntary disappearances, family disputes.
These people didn't run away. The evidence clearly shows a pattern.
The evidence shows whatever we decide it shows. This is a matter of national security.
How is this national security? We're talking about missing tourists.
We're talking about mass panic if this information goes public. Social media hysteria about haunted statues. Tourist industry collapse in multiple states.
So we just ignore the victims?
We handle them through appropriate channels. Quietly, methodically, without media attention.
And if more people disappear while we're being quiet?
Then we deal with that situation as it arises. But no press releases, no public warnings. Keep this investigation internal.
I don't like this, Fletcher.
You don't have to like it. You just have to follow orders.
Park, I need you to check on someone at the Lincoln Memorial. Brian, maintenance worker. Lost contact with him about an hour ago.
Lost contact?
He was investigating inside the monument. Found some disturbing evidence. Then his messages just stopped.
Detective, the memorial is supposed to be solid. There's no inside to investigate.
Apparently there is. Hidden maintenance areas behind the statue. He found access points that aren't on any blueprints.
911, this is Dr. Charlotte. I need emergency services at the Lincoln Memorial. We have a missing person in the monument structure.
Ma'am, can you clarify? The Lincoln Memorial is a solid stone structure.
There are maintenance areas behind the statue. My friend Brian is trapped inside. He was investigating unauthorized tunnels. I have his text messages documenting everything. Photos of carved passages, biological material. Something attacked him.
Something attacked him?
Just please hurry. Rachel, this is Dr. Vasquez. Brian gave me your number.
Dr. Vasquez, what's wrong? Is Brian okay?
I don't know. He was texting me from inside the Lincoln Memorial, investigating some kind of tunnel system. His last message said something was attacking him.
Attacking him? What do you mean attacking?
He found biological material inside the monument. Skin tissue, organic matter. Then something grabbed him.
This can't be real. I'm coming there, right now.
Rachel, it might not be safe.
I don't care. He's my brother. I'm not leaving him in there.
Park, what's your status at the memorial?
Detective, I'm at the site. I can hear sounds coming from inside the statue. Muffled sounds, like someone calling for help.
From inside the statue?
I know how it sounds, but I'm standing right next to it. The sounds are definitely coming from within the bronze.
I'm sending backup. Full emergency response team.
Detective, the sounds from inside the statue just stopped. Complete silence now.
That's not good.
You need to stop what you're doing and listen very carefully.
Who is this? How did you get this number?
I found your identity on that online forum you were investigating. What's important is that you're in danger. All of you are.
What are you talking about?
The Lincoln statues. You've been visiting them, documenting them. You need to understand what they really are.
They're monuments, historical commemorations.
They're cocoons, dormant for decades.
Cocoons? That's insane.
The logical explanation is that we're facing an invasion. These entities have been waiting, planning, using the statues as camouflage.
Entities?
Parasitic life forms. They absorb human tissue and restructure it, creating hybrid forms that can move among us undetected.
You're talking about science fiction.
I'm talking about documented reality. I have evidence, photographs, biological samples. Red dots indicate confirmed activations. Yellow dots indicate suspected activations. The pattern is spreading outward from key population centers.
This map, there are hundreds of locations.
237 confirmed monuments, each one a potential harvesting site, each one now active and hunting.
Detective, I'm inside the memorial now, and this is bad.
What did you find? Jesus Christ.
It's fresh, Detective.
Don't touch anything else. Get out of there and wait for hazmat team.
Detective, there's more. I found what looks like dissolved human tissue. This isn't natural decomposition. Something processed this material.
Processed?
Like it was digested, but only partially. The bones are intact, but everything else is liquefied.
Park, evacuate immediately. We need federal biocontainment protocols.
Wait, Detective, I'm hearing something. Coming from deeper in the structure. Sounds like voices. Weak voices calling for help.
Do not investigate further. That's an order, Park. Park, get out now.
Copy that.
Brian, please respond if you can see this. Brian.
Guys, someone contacted me about the Lincoln statues. Claims to know what's really happening.
Someone contacted you?
I was investigating through an online forum. Says the statues are some kind of alien cocoons.
Rhea, that sounds like conspiracy theory.
What about people being hunted?
Hunted by statues? Rhea, listen to yourself.
I know how it sounds, but what if it's true?
I've been checking social media. Other travelers posted about weird experiences at Lincoln sites, but their accounts all went silent.
The pattern fits. Whatever's happening, it's coordinated.
So what do we do?
Captain, I need immediate lockdown of memorial areas.
On whose authority?
Federal emergency protocols. No civilian access within a 2-mile radius. No media, no tourists, no unauthorized personnel.
Fletcher, I've got missing people in there. My officers found evidence of foul play.
Your officers found evidence of a biological hazard. This is now a containment situation.
Containment of what exactly?
Information that could destabilize civilian morale. Mass hysteria scenarios. Potential economic collapse in multiple tourism sectors.
Jesus Christ, Fletcher. Are you listening to yourself? People are dead or missing.
People go missing every day, Captain. What matters is maintaining social stability. No press conferences, no public warnings. Handle this through internal channels only.
And if more people disappear?
Then we adapt our containment strategy accordingly.
You're talking about cover-up.
I'm talking about controlled information management. There's a difference.
Lisa, we need to track patterns across all statue locations nationally.
Already on it, Detective. The numbers are staggering.
How staggering?
43 confirmed disappearances in the last 2 hours. All from Lincoln Monument sites. Detective, what if we're not dealing with human perpetrators?
What do you mean?
What if the Lincoln statues themselves are the weapons?
Everybody get to safety locations now. Right now.
Brock, what's wrong?
The statue. There are things moving inside it.
This is actually happening.
We need to get to safety, but where is safe?
Anywhere that doesn't have Lincoln statues. Look at the face!
Oh God, delete that photo.
Is that alive or dead?
If authorities find them on your phone.
God, what is that?
How many other travelers have seen this? And why aren't there more reports?
Maybe there are reports, but they're being suppressed.
Lisa, what's the current status on emergency calls?
Detective, we're being overwhelmed. Lincoln Monument sites in 12 states reporting incidents simultaneously. Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, Tennessee, and Michigan.
All at the same time.
Within a 30-minute window. Reports of missing persons, strange sounds, sightings of figures moving inside statues.
This is coordinated. Whatever these things are, they're acting in unison.
Detective, I've never seen anything like this. The call volume is breaking our system. Every operator is handling Lincoln statue emergencies.
Any pattern to the incidents?
All after 6 p.m. local time, all involving tourists or lone visitors. And detective, some of the callers are reporting that the statues are moving.
Moving?
Subtle shifts in position, head turning slightly, arms repositioning, like they're alive.
Get me Agent Fletcher. This is beyond local law enforcement.
Already tried. Federal communications are locked down. They're not taking calls from local agencies.
Detective, perimeter is established. 2-block radius around the memorials.
Any movement from inside the statue?
Negative on visual movement. Detective, I think whatever's in there knows we're out here.
Why do you think that?
The sound stopped when we arrived. Complete silence for about an hour.
It's listening to us?
That's what I'm afraid of.
All units, this is General Wolf Trap. We have coordinated entity breakouts in multiple cities, implementing containment protocol Shepherd.
Units positioned in downtown sectors. Entities are fleeing toward perimeter zones.
Do not engage directly in populated areas. Our objective is to herd them toward designated zones.
Sir, these things are scared. They're running from any show of force.
Exactly as anticipated. They're ambush predators, not combat specialists.
Flamethrower units ready at forest perimeter. Entities moving toward wooded areas as expected.
Perfect. They're seeking familiar hiding places, caves, dense forest, abandoned structures.
Sir, large group heading towards State Park, approximately 40 entities.
Surround the area but maintain distance. Let them think they've found safety.
Aerial support reports entities entering cave systems. They're clustering together for protection.
Outstanding. When they're deep enough, we seal the entrances.
Incendiary charges ready at all locations.
Wait for my command! We need maximum containment before ignition.
Sir, entities have stopped moving. They're deep in the cave network.
All units confirm positions.
Forest perimeter secured.
Cave entrances surrounded.
Underground access points covered.
Execute containment. Seal all exits now.
Charges detonated. Forest caves sealed.
Underground network blocked.
Begin incineration protocol. Burn them out completely.
Flamethrower teams advancing. No entity escapes this time.
Maintain perimeter until all movement stops. We finish this today.
Guys, I'm monitoring police scanners and news feeds. This is bigger than we thought. Lincoln Monument incidents in 15 states now. But here's the weird part. Media blackouts at every location.
Blackouts?
News stations getting federal orders to cease reporting. Social media posts being deleted in real time. Official statements claiming gas leaks or structural maintenance.
They're covering it up.
Of course they are. Can you imagine the panic if people knew the truth?
What if we're the only ones who escaped? What if everyone else who saw this is...
Don't think like that. We're going to be okay. We just need to stay away from Lincoln monuments.
That's going to be harder than you think. There are monuments everywhere.
Then we find the gaps, the spaces between them.
And hope whatever's inside those statues stays inside.
What if they don't? What if this is just the beginning?
Rachel, I need to speak with you about Brian.
Is he okay? Did you find him? Charlotte, please tell me he's safe.
Rachel, I'm so sorry. We completed our analysis of the biological material from the facility. We found Brian's DNA signature mixed with the processed tissue.
What does that mean?
It means Brian didn't escape. He was processed along with the other victims. Rachel, your brother is dead. I'm so very sorry. Rachel, please respond. I know this is devastating news. Rachel, please don't go silent on me. Rachel, I'm here if you need to talk. Rachel?
Oh my God, they're everywhere! The creatures broke out of containment. They're running through the streets.
Same thing here in Baltimore. People are screaming and running.
Oregon too. They're not staying in human form. They've abandoned their disguises.
California is chaos. They're everywhere, running in all directions.
The government lied. They didn't destroy them all.
It's partially molded. Half Lincoln, half meat blob.
I'm going to be sick. There are hundreds of them.
Oh God, oh God, oh God. I can't handle this.
They're heading for the storm drains, going back underground.
Everyone get to safety, now.
Where is safe? They're everywhere.
I'm losing my mind. This can't be real.
The police don't know what to do. They're just watching them run.
How many escaped?
Thousands, maybe tens of thousands.
They're all losing their forms. Panic is making them unstable.
I can't stop shaking. What if they come for us?
Some aren't even trying to look human. Just pure nightmare fuel.
Stay together digitally. Don't go silent.
The streets are pure chaos.
This is the end of everything.
No, 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 no.
General, they're fleeing in all directions. We're engaging with standard ammunition, but they just stumble and keep running.
What do you mean, stumble?
Sir, bullets impact but don't drop them. They lose balance momentarily, then continue fleeing, like they're made of thick rubber or gel.
Their forms are unstable. Some look half-melted, others completely shapeless. They're just red masses moving across the ground.
Are they fighting back?
Negative, sir. They seem genuinely terrified. Pure flight response, no aggression whatsoever.
Sir, one just tried to hide behind a car. It's cowering like a frightened animal.
Maintain pressure. Keep them moving toward containment zones.
General, these things are clearly scared out of their minds. They're not the coordinated threat we expected. More like panicked animals.
Sir, several entities are making distress sounds. High-pitched whining, almost like crying.
Don't let that affect your judgment. They're still dangerous.
General, they're clustering together when cornered, huddling like they're seeking comfort from each other. This behavior is more pitiful than threatening.
Confirmed, sir. They're running toward dense forest areas and heading to a cave can be their main location, seeking places to hide rather than strategic positions.
Perfect. Fear makes them predictable. Continue herding them toward designated zones.
Sir, ammunition seems to cause pain, but no real damage. They just absorb the impacts and keep fleeing.
Like shooting jello, sir.
How is everyone doing now? Things calming down where you are?
Yeah, finally. Police and military forces drove them back underground. Streets are clearing up.
Same here in Baltimore. Thank God for the National Guard response. They came in with flamethrowers and heavy equipment.
Oregon is settling down too. Most of the creatures fled back to the forest. Still shaking, but not as terrified.
California deployed some serious firepower. Military helicopters, armored vehicles, forced the entities to retreat.
I can finally breathe again. For a while there, I thought it was the end.
Those things were everywhere, but they couldn't handle organized military response.
Turns out, they're not invincible, just really good at hiding and ambushing.
I'm so relieved. When I saw them running through the streets, I thought we were all going to die.
The coordinated response worked. They scattered when faced with real opposition.
We survived the worst of it.
Government is saying they're back in containment. Emergency protocols worked.
Do we believe that this time? Or are they just regrouping again?
I don't know, but at least we're safe for now.
That's all I can ask for right now, just to feel safe again.
Streets are almost back to normal. People coming out of hiding. Life goes on, I guess.
We made it through, all of us together.
Thank God for that.
And thank God they can be stopped, even if temporarily.
The Lincoln statues aren't just cocoons, they're molding templates. The entities use the statue's proportions and features to create human-like forms.
From what?
From the people they take. Processed human remains mixed with our biochemistry. They digest the bodies completely, then rebuild them in Lincoln's image first, then edit the remaining features.
That's impossible.
Look at your officials. How many look slightly wrong to you? Uncanny Valley effect? That's because they're reconstructed flesh wearing human skin.
Guys, I need to tell you something the unknown contact revealed about what these things really are.
What did they say?
The flesh creatures inside the statues. They're not just hiding in there. They're using the statues as molds.
Molds?
They take Lincoln's exact measurements and proportions. Then they reconstruct themselves to match that shape. After that, they edit the features to look like different people.
That's why the officials look wrong. Uncanny Valley effect.
But here's the worst part. All the kidnapped people are already dead.
What do you mean dead?
They process the human remains, completely dissolve the bodies, then mix the organic matter with alien biochemistry. The flesh creatures are made from the victims.
Oh God. You're saying those things walking around are made from dead people?
Mixed flesh given artificial life, animated by alien chemistry, but retaining no human consciousness.
I think I'm going to be sick. Those government officials we've been talking to, they're walking corpse amalgamations?
Essentially, yes.
This can't be real. This can't be happening. I can't handle this anymore.
Zoe, breathe.
We all need to stay calm.
Stay calm, Rhea. You just told us that human-shaped meat puppets, made from processed corpses, are running our government.
How many people have they killed? How many bodies went into creating these things?
The unknown contact didn't specify numbers, but they've been operating for decades.
Decades of people disappearing. Decades of families never knowing what happened. And we've been living alongside their killers.
This explains everything. The cover-ups, the information suppression. We can't trust anyone.
Detective, Agent Fletcher just sent official documentation.
People are missing, Park.
According to this, they're not missing. They're relocated for security purposes.
Relocated where?
Document doesn't specify. But Detective, look at the signature authorization. Multiple federal agency signatures.
This level of coordination doesn't happen overnight.
That's what I'm thinking. These agencies have been planning this response, like they knew it was coming.
Or they're part of it.
Detective, what if the entities aren't just mimicking humans? What if they've replaced key government personnel?
Then we're on our own.
And anyone in authority could be compromised.
Park, I need you to document everything, but keep it offline. Don't use official channels.
Copy that. Detective, how far up do you think this goes?
I'm afraid we're about to find out.
I'm going to Oregon. My family has a cabin in the mountains. No Lincoln statues for hundreds of miles.
Zoe, are you sure?
I can't handle this anymore. I need to be somewhere safe.
I'm heading to Texas. My uncle has a ranch outside Dallas. Isolated, defensible.
California for me. Tech connections who can help analyze this. Maybe figure out communication patterns.
We're splitting up.
Might be safer that way. Harder for them to track all of us.
And if someone stops responding?
We assume they've been taken, and we keep running.
God, I never thought I'd be running from statues.
We're not running from statues. We're running from what's inside them.
And what they're creating?
Stay safe, everyone. Trust no one in authority.
We'll figure this out. We have to.
Agent Fletcher, I need answers. Real answers this time.
Detective, I'm afraid I can't provide the information you're seeking.
Can't or won't.
The distinction is irrelevant. What matters is maintaining operational security.
Operational security for what operation?
The protection of civilian populations through controlled information management.
That's bureaucratic crap and you know it.
Detective, I recommend you focus on your assigned duties, local law enforcement responsibilities. Leave federal matters to federal agencies.
People in my jurisdiction are missing. That makes it local law enforcement responsibility.
Your jurisdiction has been temporarily reassigned. Federal authority supersedes local authority in matters of national security.
On whose orders?
On orders from people much higher than both of us. People who understand the bigger picture.
What bigger picture, Fletcher?
The picture where society continues to function, where people go to work and pay taxes and don't panic about things beyond their understanding.
You're talking about cover-up.
I'm talking about survival, Detective, of civilization itself.
We execute immediate opening protocols. Every Lincoln statue in our jurisdiction. Use whatever tools necessary to breach the monuments.
Captain, are you sure about this? We're talking about destroying national monuments.
We're talking about saving lives. Detective provided evidence of people trapped inside. We have a duty to act.
Copy that, Captain. Beginning breach operations at Memorial Park statue. Captain, we're through the outer bronze layer.
Jesus Christ.
They're alive, Captain. Barely, but alive. And they're conscious and crying.
Get medical teams immediately. Full biohazard protocols.
Captain, there are 12 people crammed in this one statue, all in different stages of tissue breakdown, some barely recognizable as human.
Document everything. And Park? Prepare for more.
More statues or more victims?
Both.
Holy hell. They're opening statues in Texas, too. Dozens of people inside each one.
Same thing happening here in Maryland.
Oregon checking in. They found 17 people in the Portland Lincoln statue, all partially dissolved.
California is reporting identical discoveries. This is happening nationwide.
The unknown contact was right. This must have been going on for years.
Unidentified entities fleeing through downtown areas.
Lisa, coordinate with hazmat teams. These things are biohazardous.
Detective, the entities are heading towards storm drains, disappearing into underground systems.
They're retreating to their processing facilities.
Processing facilities?
The underground network Brian discovered. It's not just under the Lincoln Memorial. It's under every major city.
Detective, how long have these things been operating?
Decades, Lisa. Maybe longer.
And we never knew?
Some people knew. They just made sure we didn't.
Detective, I'm following one of the escaped entities. It led me to a concealed entrance downtown.
Where downtown?
Federal building basement, hidden behind maintenance panels.
Federal building?
Detective, there's an entire facility down here.
They've been operating under federal property.
For years, from the looks of it. Detective, these molding systems, they're creating perfect human replicas.
Park, document everything, but don't touch anything.
Detective, how many of our colleagues might not be human?
I don't know, Park, and that terrifies me.
Should we trust anyone at this point?
Only each other, and even then we need to be careful. Captain, we're breaching the main facility now. Military flamethrower units in position.
What's the scale down there?
Massive, Captain. Industrial processing equipment spanning multiple city blocks underground.
Jesus Christ. How long has this been operating?
Based on the infrastructure, decades. Maybe since the 1980s.
All those missing persons reports over the years.
They weren't missing, Captain. They were being processed. Park, stay with the flamethrower teams. Document everything but keep your distance.
These cauldrons are filled with liquefied human remains. Thousands of people, Detective.
Burn it all. Every last piece of equipment.
The smell is overwhelming. Decades of decomposed human tissue.
Focus on the mission, Park. We're ending this nightmare today.
Detective, the creatures are retreating deeper into the facility. Should we pursue?
Negative. Seal the exits and incinerate everything.
Copy that. This place is going to burn for days.
Lisa, coordinate with other cities. Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Dallas.
Already in progress. Detective. Simultaneous raids happening nationwide. Chicago reports facility destruction in progress. New York found processing equipment under Federal Plaza.
Same pattern everywhere?
Identical setup in every city. Underground facilities, biological processing, human remains. Detective, the scale of this operation...
I know, Lisa. We're looking at systematic infiltration.
And replacement. How many officials in government are these creatures?
We'll figure that out after we destroy their production capability.
Los Angeles reports heavy resistance from entities. They're fighting to protect their facilities.
They know this is their last stand.
Dallas facility destroyed successfully. Philadelphia in progress. Detective, we're winning!
Don't celebrate yet. We need to account for escapees.
Texas facility is burning. They found evidence of over 3,000 victims processed here.
3,000 people?
Dating back to the 1970s. Rhea, how many cities have these facilities?
Unknown contact said every major population center.
Oregon facility destroyed, but dozens of creatures escaped into the wilderness.
California operation successful, but same problem. Many entities escaped. They're scattering in all directions.
The unknown contact warned me about this.
Warned you about what?
Destroying the main facilities would break their coordination, but surviving entities will seek new hiding places. They'll try to rebuild elsewhere.
So we didn't win. We just delayed them?
We stopped the immediate invasion, but individual creatures are still out there.
How do we find them?
How do we identify them?
I don't know, but at least now we know they exist. Government announced complete elimination of the threat. Says all processing facilities destroyed.
That's a lie.
Official victim count is 847 people, but I've been tracking missing persons reports. Real number is closer to 15,000 over 20 years.
Several processing facilities were evacuated before raids.
How many government officials can be still compromised?
And how many creatures are hiding in the wilderness?
What if they rebuild somewhere remote, away from major cities?
Mountains, forests, abandoned industrial areas.
We're announcing public series of documentaries for the recent events.
I was a LINCOLNLOOKER for 2 weeks. It was terrible.
Please listen to this testimony.
Fine. One moment you're at home answering the door, and the next you're stuck in some kind of suit. The smell was awful.
This person encountered these 40 years ago.
And the metal seat was so cold. The only thing you can do is look through 2 little holes. It was some kind of math.
These are real occurrences.
And whenever the sun shined near, I could see the inside of it. It was a familiar face. Every few nights, straws would be put through the holes, and someone would...
Thank God all passed.
Me some weird soup. After 2 weeks, they found out that they had misidentified me, and I wasn't the correct LINCOLNLOOKER. Reagan apologized to me.
Please listen to Ms. Meyer's testimony.
And I was released with some monetary compensation. They don't care if I talk about it or not. No one would take me seriously.
We suffered a lot.
LINCOLNLOOKING is just too absurd.
But we're glad it's over.
Everyone back online for final debrief. We need to discuss what happens next.
I'm here.
Present.
Ready.
So, what's the real situation out there?
Texas is reporting isolated disappearances. Rural areas, small towns. Pattern suggests entities adapting to smaller scale operations.
Oregon has similar patterns. Missing hikers, campers in remote locations. Places without surveillance or regular patrol.
California data shows entities learning from their mistakes, avoiding major population centers, operating in off-grid areas.
They're rebuilding. Just more carefully this time.
That's what I was afraid of. They have decades of human observation experience. They know our response patterns now.
Question is, How long before they try again?
Could be years, maybe decades, but they'll be back.
What do we do in the meantime?
We stay vigilant, document everything suspicious, maintain this network.
Detective, unofficial check-in.
Park, good to hear from you. Any interesting cases recently?
3 missing persons in rural Maryland, all near abandoned industrial sites. Official classification, voluntary disappearance.
But you don't buy it.
Families insist victims had no reason to run, and there's trace biological material at each site.
Same material we found in the facilities?
Similar composition, but I can't officially test it.
Lisa monitoring similar patterns?
Across 3 counties, small-scale, isolated incidents. Nothing that triggers federal attention.
They're learning to stay under the radar.
Exactly. Question is, what's their end game now?
Survival first, rebuilding second. They'll be back when they're ready.
This is the public series of documentaries for the recent events.
There's always that someone that we dislike more than everyone else. Not usually famous or important, but they've done something that's affected us personally.
This official's testimony is crucial.
Often you're the only person who remembers this act. But I've been that bad, but memory hurts. Everyone experiences this in the present.
Thank God it's over.
There's no exception. Except you can do something about it. Every president can choose one person to be a Lincoln-looker. After the alibi is fabricated, the person's abducted
We will suffer no more.
from their home, and they stay a Lincoln-looker for as long as the president sits in office. Nobody can question his decision, and there's no trial. You might be surprised, but it's nothing new.
Don't listen to other sources.
It's been a tradition. Lincoln-lookers have been around for a very long time.
We're telling the truth.
Don't believe that documentary! It is giving fabricated history, likely is produced by the infiltrated people. Rhea, I need to share my final theory with you about what they were really building with all those bodies.
What do you mean?
The tens of thousands of missing people over the decades. We only saw hundreds of creatures escape. Where did all that processed flesh go?
I don't understand.
They weren't just creating individual entities. They were building something massive, something that requires enormous amounts of biological material.
Building what exactly?
A flesh god. One massive entity constructed from thousands of human bodies, waiting to emerge from deep underground.
That's impossible. How could you even think of something so horrific?
Online forums have been discussing this theory for months. Deep web researchers, missing persons investigators. The math doesn't add up otherwise.
What math?
15,000 confirmed disappearances, but only a few hundred individual creatures observed. Each creature contains maybe 10 human bodies worth of tissue. That accounts for maybe 3,000 bodies.
So where are the other 12,000?
Integrated into something much larger, something that hasn't revealed itself yet.
Oh God, you're saying there's still something worse coming?
I'm saying the surface chaos was a distraction, while the real construction project continues underground. A single massive entity with the biological mass of thousands.
How big would something like that be?
Building-sized, maybe larger, and if it emerges,
we're all dead.
The individual creatures were just scouts. This would be their god, their ultimate weapon against humanity.
Please tell me this is just a theory. Please tell me you're wrong.
I hope I am, Rhea, but the evidence points in this direction. And if I'm right, what we survived today was nothing compared to what's still coming.
Remove any suspicious paintings. The statues were just distractions. In truth, they came from the paintings and not statues.
Guys, I need to tell you something. Don't believe the documentary! An unknown contact just shared a new theory, and it's terrifying.
What kind of theory?
About where all the missing people really went. We saw hundreds of creatures escape today, but there were 15,000 people who disappeared over the decades.
So where are the rest?
Unknown contact thinks they were building something massive, something that requires thousands of human bodies.
Building what?
A flesh god. One giant entity made from all those processed bodies.
That's insane. How big would something like that be?
Building-sized. Maybe larger. Still waiting underground to emerge.
You're saying what we survived today wasn't the real threat?
It might have been a distraction, while they finish constructing their ultimate weapon.
This can't be real. There has to be a limit to how horrible this gets.
I can't handle this anymore. I thought we were safe. I thought it was over.
I hope unknown contact is wrong, but the math makes sense. Too many missing people, too few creatures.
So what do we do with this information? Who do we tell?
I don't know. Who would believe us?
And if this thing emerges, what chance do we have against it?
I don't know that either. I just know we need to stay alert. This might not be over yet.
God help us all.
I'm so scared.
We all are, Zoe. We all are.
This is the last series of our publications.
Now, please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
Hey, Eunice. It's Howard.
Howard Melrose was a past victim.
I don't know what I just saw. I was at the top of the steps, reading the inscriptions and talking to visitors, when I started to hear a faint scratching sound.
There was no such thing as a mixed flesh organism.
I didn't think much of it at first, but when I got close to his chair, I realized that the scratching was coming from inside the marble. So I went to her.
This was a massive serial killer case.
And asked whether she could do anything about animals that could be trapped in there. She told me not to worry about it, and that they'd take care of it once there were fewer visitors.
And all of you were fooled because of chemicals.
Minutes passed, and the scratching became much louder. I went back to the garden and asked what kind of animals usually got stuck in there, and she said, wild animals.
Chemicals in the air.
The sound started to make visitors anxious. I remember one boy pulling so hard at his mother's hand, begging to leave.
In the water.
The girl with one of those canes went up to the chair and pressed her head against it to listen. Then she started crying. Her parents tried to pull her away, but
in the food.
She just began to hit the chair with her cane. That's when the guards asked everyone to go back down the steps. I don't know why, and it's gonna sound crazy, but I felt
in the soil.
Compelled to help, so I went to the blind girl and joined her in hitting the marble. The guards tried to pin us down, but the scratching became too loud for even them.
Howard Melrose survived a serial killer.
Like someone was shaving down a chalkboard. Eventually the marble began to crack, and a few more hits caused the crevice to expand all the way to the top of the chair.
But some did not.
There was a sudden burst of air from the damage, and the head suddenly turned toward us. I was afraid it would fall, so I picked the girl up and went down a few steps.
Thank God it is all over now.
It slowly rotated back into place, and when it started to be pushed upwards, I took out my camera. It was no wild animal.
Dr. Vasquez, this is Central Emergency Dispatch. We need your geological expertise. Multiple earthquake reports coming from rural Virginia.
That's near Farmville, very low population area.
Exactly, but we're getting dozens of calls. Ground shaking, underground rumbling. Emergency services are en route.
Let me check the seismic data. That region has no known fault lines. It shouldn't be experiencing earthquake activity.
That's why we called you. Nothing shows up on our standard geological monitoring.
I'm pulling up the earthquake tracking systems now. This is strange. There are seismic readings, but they're not typical earthquake patterns.
What do you mean?
Earthquake tremors have specific signatures. This looks more like something large moving underground. Sustained pressure rather than tectonic shifting.
Something moving?
The readings suggest massive displacement, like something enormous is pushing upward from deep underground. Dr. Vasquez, could this be related to those facility incidents?
The biological contamination sites?
Oh my God, what if unknown contacts theory was right?
What theory?
The missing people weren't just processed into individual creatures. What if they built something massive, something that's trying to surface?
Dr. Vasquez, you're not making sense.
I need to contact someone immediately. This could be catastrophic.
Should we evacuate the area?
Yes, evacuate everything within a 50-mile radius and get military support, heavy military support.
On what grounds?
Tell them it's a geological emergency, but get everyone away from that area now.
All units, we have seismic activity reports, rural Virginia, Farmville region.
Sir, Could this be related to last month's entity incidents?
That's what I'm afraid of. Geological reports indicate something massive moving underground.
How massive are we talking, General?
Building-sized displacement, consistent upward pressure from deep underground.
Sir, that matches the intelligence reports about unaccounted biological material from the facilities.
I was hoping those reports were exaggerated.
Orders, sir?
Deploy full tactical response to the Virginia site. Heavy armor, air support, incendiary weapons.
What's our rules of engagement?
If something emerges from that ground, eliminate it with extreme prejudice.
Mobilizing 3 battalions, ETA to location. 2 hours.
Establish perimeter at safe distance, but be ready to engage immediately.
Sir, should we evacuate civilian populations?
Already in progress. 50-mile evacuation radius.
General, if this is what intelligence suggested, individual weapons may not be sufficient.
That's why we're bringing everything. Tanks, artillery, airstrikes if necessary.
Sir, what if conventional weapons aren't effective?
Then we contain it until we figure out what will work. This cannot be allowed to reach populated areas.
Understood, sir. No matter what emerges, we stop it there.
Exactly, Captain. Whatever comes out of that ground dies in that field.
Units are moving out now.
Good, and pray we're wrong about what's down there.
You guys seeing the news about Virginia earthquakes?
Yeah, I just saw it. Rural area near Farmville.
That's weird, right? Virginia doesn't get earthquakes.
I'm reading that researchers think it's connected to the cave systems they burned last month.
Connected how?
Same underground network. The caves they sealed and burned might have been connected to deeper systems.
You mean the systems where they trapped those creatures?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. What if burning them caused something else to react underground?
Or what if something survived down there?
Something bigger than what we saw escape?
Remember unknown contact's theory about the flesh god?
Rhea, please don't connect those dots.
The timing is too coincidental. 1 month after the cave burnings. Now earthquakes in connected underground systems.
And it's happening in a low population area. Perfect place for something to emerge without immediate detection.
Dr. Vasquez, urgent update. Earthquake reports now coming from 12 states. All synchronized, all intensifying.
12 states?
Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, Tennessee, Michigan. All experiencing simultaneous seismic activity.
That's impossible through natural means. This has to be artificial.
Dr. Vasquez, ground sensors are showing massive displacement. Something is pushing up from underground. Across multiple locations simultaneously.
Oh my God, the underground network was connected. One massive system spanning multiple states.
Dr. Vasquez,
the readings are off the charts. This isn't just seismic activity. Something is emerging.
Station Alpha, this is ISS Command. We're observing massive disturbances across the North American continent. Do you copy?
ISS Command. This is Station Alpha. We copy and confirm visual. Multiple large-scale ground disruptions. Cities showing signs of mass evacuation.
Station Alpha, are you receiving any ground communications?
Negative on official channels. But emergency frequencies are chaotic. Screaming, panic, calls for help.
Seymour, could this be related to last month's events? The biological containment incidents we monitored?
That's what I'm thinking. The timeline matches.
Wait! I'm feeling tremors here in Texas. Ground is literally shaking.
Oregon too. My whole house just rattled.
Baltimore is shaking. This isn't just Virginia.
California earthquake sensors going crazy, but this isn't normal seismic activity.
Oh God. It's happening everywhere at once.
The LINCOLNLOOKER's documentary never mentioned anything like this. They said the creatures were contained to individual statues.
What if the documentary was wrong? What if this is much bigger than anyone realized?
I'm terrified. The whole ground is moving.
Synchronized earthquakes across multiple states. This has to be connected to the underground network.
Underground network spanning the entire country?
Oh my God, what if unknown contact was right about everything?
The flesh god theory? Something massive built from thousands of bodies?
I can't handle this. The shaking is getting worse.
Everyone get to higher ground, away from any Lincoln monuments.
What if there's nowhere safe? What if this thing is continent-sized?
Guys, the shaking is getting violent.
Same here. Windows are rattling.
I'm scared.
Stay together digitally. Don't go silent.
What if this is it? What if this is the end?
You were fooled.
General, we're on site. Ground displacement is massive.
What's your visual assessment?
Sir, the Earth is cracking open. Something is pushing through from below.
General, you need to see this.
Jesus Christ.
Multiple faces embedded in the flesh. Thousands of them, all screaming.
Open fire immediately! All units engage now!
Sir, our weapons aren't doing anything. Bullets are just disappearing into it.
Sir, it's the size of a skyscraper, and it's looking right at us.
General, this is it. This is the end. We're all going to die.
God help us all!
This is the end of everything.
Oh my God, it's here! It's bigger than the buildings.
Baltimore, too! The whole city is screaming.
Oregon has one too. They're everywhere.
California, all the missing people. They're all in there.
It's the end. This is the end of everything.
I can't believe this is real. Goodbye, everyone.
I love you all.
I'm so scared. Goodbye.
Goodbye, friends.
Goodbye.
God help us all!
What is happening to Earth? The entire planet. It's all flesh now.
That's impossible. The whole Earth can't be.
Look at the image of pollen. It's not blue anymore. It's all red and organic.
Oh God, oh God, oh God! The flesh giants merged. They consumed everything.
7 billion people. Gone. All converted to flesh.
We're all alone up here. The Earth is dead.